Imagine a world where energy is unlimited, clean, and affordable. Can solar power be the key to this future? We live in an era where the demand for energy is skyrocketing, and our reliance on non-renewable fossil fuels is posing serious threats to our planet. The need for a sustainable and renewable energy source has never been more critical. Enter solar power, a potential game changer in our quest for a sustainable future. The global solar power market is on an upward trajectory, projected to grow from its current value of $234.86 billion in 2022 to $373.84 billion by 2029. That's a compound annual growth rate of 6.9%. This growth is driven by multiple factors, including technological advancements in solar technology, rising electricity costs, and increasing demand for renewable energy. The urgency to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels and minimize carbon emissions is also a significant catalyst, propelling the market in a positive direction. Countries worldwide are setting ambitious targets to increase the use of renewable energy. For example, Brazil aims to get 42.5% of its primary energy supply from renewable sources by 2023. These proactive measures are encouraging a shift towards sustainable energy, further fueling the growth of the solar power market. However, the path to a solar-powered future isn't without its obstacles. High investment costs and lack of proper infrastructure are considerable hurdles that need to be overcome. The COVID-19 pandemic has also left its mark, slowing down economic activities, transport and trade, reducing energy usage by 4%. Despite these challenges, the industry remains resilient, with key players focusing on the adoption of renewable sources. In 2022, Trina Solar marked a significant milestone, having shipped 100 gigawatts of modules in 25 years. The sun, an endless source of energy, could be our ticket to a sustainable future. The promise of solar power is immense, and with continued innovation and commitment, it could indeed be the key to unlocking a future where energy is unlimited, clean, and affordable. The sun is rising on the solar power market with a value of USD 234.86 billion in 2022. This sunrise is expected to brighten dramatically over the next 7 years, culminating in a dazzling display of USD 373.84 billion by 2029. That's a compound annual growth rate of 6.9%, a pace that's nothing short of remarkable. The driving forces behind this growth are as diverse as they are powerful. Technological advancements, for instance, have made solar power more efficient, affordable, and accessible than ever before. The result? A surge in adoption, particularly in developing countries where the need for affordable, reliable energy is most acute. And let's not forget about the rising cost of electricity. As prices climb, the relative affordability of solar power becomes even more attractive. It's a simple equation. Higher electricity costs equal greater demand for solar power. But the story doesn't end there. The world's appetite for renewable energy is growing, driven by a desire to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels and to minimize the carbon emissions that come from burning them. This is not just a trend, but a global imperative. The stakes are high. If we want to limit global surface temperature increases to below 2 degrees Celsius, we need to accelerate the adoption of renewable energy sources, including solar power. The good news is that we're making progress. Brazil, for instance, has set a goal to get 42.5% of its primary energy supply from renewable sources by 2023. This is just one example of the ambitious energy targets being set by governments around the world, all aimed at encouraging a shift towards sustainable energy. The solar power market, then, is not just growing, it's thriving. And as we continue to innovate, invest, and implement, this growth is set to accelerate. As we strive to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, the solar power market is gaining momentum. The path to a solar-powered future is not without obstacles. Our journey towards harnessing the power of the sun, while promising, is fraught with challenges. High investment costs and the lack of adequate infrastructure are two significant hurdles that obstruct the growth of the solar power market. Solar power, despite its numerous benefits, is not a cheap endeavor. The initial investment required to set up solar power plants or install solar panels for residential and commercial use can be quite substantial. While the long-term gains are undeniable, the steep upfront costs can deter potential adopters, especially in developing countries where resources are already stretched thin. Infrastructure, or rather the lack of it, poses another challenge. The efficient generation, storage, and distribution of solar power require robust and advanced infrastructure. Many regions around the world, particularly in rural and remote areas, lack this necessary infrastructure. Even in urban settings, the integration of solar power systems into existing power grids can be a complex and costly process. The COVID-19 pandemic has further complicated the situation. The pandemic, with its widespread disruptions, significantly impacted the solar power industry. Economic activities slowed, transport and trade were hampered, and energy usage decreased by 4%. The number of solar permits issued in the United States during the peak of the pandemic was 32% lower than pre-pandemic levels. This decline reflected the impact of restrictions and dwindling business and consumer confidence on solar activity. However, it's crucial to remember that these challenges are not insurmountable. As we confront these issues, we also witness an industry that remains resilient. This resilience is fueled by an urgency, the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions. As we grapple with the realities of climate change and the pressing need to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, the demand for clean, renewable energy like solar power only grows stronger. Despite these challenges, the solar power market remains resilient, driven by the urgent need for sustainable energy solutions. The road ahead may be steep, but the destination, a sustainable solar-powered future, is well worth the climb. The future of the solar power market looks bright, with a projected growth to $373.84 billion by 2029. This represents a significant leap from its value of $234.86 billion in 2022, exhibiting a compound annual growth rate of 6.9%. What's fueling this growth, you might ask? For starters, we're seeing a surge in technological advancements in solar technology. These advancements, coupled with rising electricity costs, are making solar power an increasingly attractive proposition. On top of this, the growing adoption of solar power in developing countries is contributing significantly to the market's expansion. Government policies are also playing a pivotal role in this market growth. Many countries are setting ambitious renewable energy targets as part of their efforts to limit global surface temperature to below 2 degrees Celsius. For instance, Brazil has set a goal to get 42.5% of its primary energy supply from renewable sources by 2023. But it's not just about government policies. Key market players are also stepping up their game. Companies are focusing on the adoption of various renewable sources and entering into strategic acquisitions to increase the demand for solar power energy sources. These developments, along with improvements in energy storage and grid integration technologies, are expected to continue driving the market's growth. With a robust growth trajectory, the solar power market is set to transform the global energy landscape. As we move towards a future powered by clean, renewable energy, the sun is shining brightly on the solar power market. Global events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war have highlighted the need for diversified energy sources. In the face of these global crises, the solar power market has been significantly affected, but it's not all bad news. In fact, these events have accelerated the shift towards renewable energy. Let's take a closer look. The COVID-19 pandemic brought much of the world to a standstill, causing an unprecedented drop in energy usage. For the solar industry, this meant a significant decrease in solar permits issued, with numbers in the US dropping by 32% in the early stages of the pandemic. It was a clear indicator of the impact of restrictions and waning business and consumer confidence on solar activity. However, the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need for resilient and sustainable energy systems. As businesses and governments grappled with the crisis, they recognized the importance of renewable energy in building a more sustainable future. Now let's turn our attention to the Russia-Ukraine war. This conflict has highlighted the precarious and exposed reliance on certain energy sources, such as gas and oil. As countries scramble to diversify their energy portfolios, renewable energy sources like solar power are gaining attention and importance. The war has demonstrated the vulnerability of global energy markets to geopolitical conflicts. It has made it clear that relying on a small number of energy sources is not just environmentally unsustainable, but also geopolitically risky. And so, the shift towards renewable energy has been accelerated. Factors like falling costs of renewable energy technologies, increasing demand for clean energy sources, and supportive policies and regulations are driving this shift. Improvements in energy storage and grid integration technologies are also playing a key role. In the wake of these global events, the solar power market is not just surviving, it's thriving. With a projected growth to USD 373.84 billion by 2029, the future of solar power seems brighter than ever. These events have underscored the importance of renewable energy in building resilient and sustainable energy systems. The sun has set on our dependence on fossil fuels. The dawn of a solar-powered future is upon us. As we look ahead, we see a world where solar energy not only meets global energy demand, but also significantly reduces greenhouse gas emissions. The potential of this renewable power source is astounding, and it is set to play a pivotal role in our journey towards a sustainable future. Imagine a globe where every rooftop gleams with the promise of clean, renewable energy. Picture sprawling solar farms transforming barren lands into powerhouses of green energy. This is the future we are striving for, where solar power lights up our homes, fuels our industries, and powers our vehicles. A future where we live in harmony with our planet, harnessing the sun's energy without depleting our precious resources. Solar power is no longer just an alternative, it's quickly becoming a necessity. As we grapple with the effects of climate change and the urgent need to reduce carbon emissions, solar energy emerges as a beacon of hope. It offers a solution that not only meets our energy needs, but does so in a way that respects and conserves our environment. The role of solar power in achieving our sustainability goals cannot be overstated. It's not just about reducing carbon emissions or preserving resources, but about creating a world that is resilient and future-proof. A world where energy is not a source of conflict, but a means of cooperation and progress. A world where we no longer need to choose between development and sustainability because they are one and the same. Solar power is more than just a source of energy. It's a symbol of our commitment to a sustainable future. It represents our collective effort to leave a better world for future generations. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our ability to adapt and innovate in the face of adversity. As we harness the power of the sun, we are stepping into a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. A tomorrow where we are not just consumers of energy, but custodians of our planet. A tomorrow where the power of the sun is not just a source of light, but a beacon of hope for a better, more sustainable world. As we journey towards a solar-powered future, let's revisit the key points we've discussed today. The global solar power market, currently valued at $234.86 billion, is projected to leapfrog to a staggering $373.84 billion by 2029. This impressive growth, at a compound annual growth rate of 6.9%, is fueled by several key factors. Technological advancements in solar technology, escalating electricity costs, and growing adoption in developing nations are all contributing to this upward trend. At the same time, the increasing demand for renewable energy is pushing the boundaries of this market. The shift towards solar power is indeed a response to the urgent call to reduce our dependency on fossil fuels and to minimize the carbon emissions that result from burning them. However, the road to a solar-powered future is not without its bumps and turns. High investment costs and the lack of proper infrastructure are significant roadblocks in this journey. The COVID-19 pandemic also dealt a blow to the industry, slowing down economic activities and reducing energy usage by 4%. But let's not forget the resilience of the solar power market. Despite these challenges, the industry is witnessing the involvement of key global and regional players, as well as numerous small and medium-scale system integrators. Companies are reaching milestones, like Trina Solar shipping 100 gigawatts of modules in 25 years, and entering into strategic acquisitions to increase the demand for solar power energy sources. The future of the solar power market looks promising. The falling costs of renewable energy technologies, increasing demand for clean energy sources, supportive policies, regulations, and advancements in energy storage and grid integration technologies are all driving this growth. Pivotal global events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war have underscored the importance of building resilient and sustainable energy systems. They have highlighted the precarious reliance on certain energy sources such as gas and oil, necessitating a significant diversification of countries' energy portfolios in the long term. All these factors are steering us towards a brighter tomorrow, a future where the sun powers our homes, our industries, and our lives. The renewable energy market is expected to continue to grow, playing an increasingly important role in meeting global energy demand while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. So as we stand on the brink of this solar-powered future, let's remember that the journey may be challenging, but the destination is worth every effort. The future of energy is bright and it's powered by the sun.